Let's talk about Yuck Mouth. And when I talk about Yuck Mouth, because we talk about comedians, let's talk about Sampson McCormick, that tight ass faggot. So this bitch went on somebody's show and decided to give his stupid ass opinion on pronouns and trans people and got dragged by Hope Giselle. Now, for those of you who don't know who Hope Giselle is, she is an activist and a talk show host. She recently did an interview that I posted on my website not so long ago with Todrick Hall. Say what you want about Todrick, but she definitely humanized him in that damn episode. It was 90 minutes. I actually liked what I got out of it. I know I've said bad things about Todrick, but you know, when you write, meaning I will give you your props when need be. So he went and said some bullshit about some they them pronoun, telling that people need to put effort into, if you're going to be non-binary, this and other, you need to put a little more effort into it. I believe we have the clips of what he said, correct? Because, you know, we had this little hot topics meeting before the show. So I was going to make sure. Hello. Hello. What is happening? Are you there? What's going on? Oh, I answering. Oh, thank you. She on a delay, child. Okay, let's roll them clips, please. So, for context, because I did not write this article, so I want y'all to have a little more context with this story. So, let's get to that.
Supposed to know.
and the pronouns, as someone who's not a part of the community, they scare me because I want to be respectful and I want to get it right, but I'm so confused and I still have a hard time with the word queer because I missed when it was okay. So I mean, you just get so frightened because you wanna get it right because you want to respect this community. So thanks for a little bit of honesty and transparency on that, because they can be confusing from the outside.
It's a lot, we want to get it right, but this stuff is new. Mm-hmm. So leave room for people to ask questions without biting their head off, because people can't look at you and tell what you are.
That's right.
So yeah, I do agree with one part where did we even play the clip of what he said that was so controversial? Because I don't even think we played it. But first of all, he went on Fox Soul. We already know how some of them people think over there. Because I've watched Cocktails with Queens at times, and they say some dumb shit that I want to slap the shit out of them. Does that make me misogynistic? Fuck out of here with that. Any little thing you say about certain people, y'all want to call it misogynistic, or it's this, or it's that. No, when you are saying something dumb, you're going to get checked. I don't care who the fuck you are and what your gender is or your race is. You say some dumb shit, you're going to get called out. But anyway, so yeah, he was saying put some effort into the pronouns and this, that, and third. We'll get to the Hope Giselle one in a minute because I didn't set this up. So I know a lot of people say, I didn't know when queer was going to be okay. Queer has been a word that we've been using. I use it a lot on this show. It's been a word that I use all the time. I know there was a friend of mine who said he didn't like the word queer because I'm like, queer basically means unique, different. And there's nothing wrong with us as a community being different. But a lot of y'all want to fit in and water yourselves down and don't want to be yourselves. So you dilute your light because you want to be whatever. So when he said that, and this is what I'm irritated by. If a lot of you people out here really want to learn stuff, and really want to learn from the community and respect the community, as this lady said, then stop going to people who don't even have it all together themselves. There are plenty of people out here that you could have hit up. You could have hit up Laverne Cox. You can hit up T.S. Madison. You can hit up, Hope Giselle. You can hit up Angelica Ross. You can hit up so many of these other non-binary trans people who can educate you. Stop going to these cisgender black queens who looking for a moment and thinking that they are a spokesperson for our community, because they're not. You're looking for a moment. You're not even thinking about the community. It's just like, you need to find these level-headed people that you can bring on. They look, because it's like, I see what it is. It's a narrative y'all are trying to sell to a certain audience who watches your show. Y'all want to play like y'all respecting or respectful of our situation, but you're really not. So y'all think when y'all bring certain faggots into the situation, what happens is, oh, well, this is what he says, so then that's the way the community is. Like, we all a monolith. We all think like that one person that y'all want to put on TV, because a lot of these people that are watching in Cupcake, Idaho and West Bubblefuck, Mississippi don't know nobody like these queens and these trans and these non-binaries in real life. So let's get to this Hope Giselle clip, because she basically scalped his unfunny ass. Roll that clip. We'll get to that clip today.
You ain't even really a comedian no more, let alone worthy of these people paying you any attention. But you go out of your way to remind them that you're one of the good ones because you can talk shit about transgender people. Or because you agree with them that the trannies are the weird people. You agree with their stance on the fact that we are just doing too much and requesting too much and all of the things. And it just doesn't make sense. Now, let me say this. A lot of y'all are like, what are you talking about, Hope? What did he do this time? Well, I'll fill y'all in. There was a show on Fox Soul, don't really care which one because most of them are trash and transphobia is their motto, right? Regardless of whatever opportunity they gave T.S. Madison, a large part of that network is fueled by hatred for marginalized people, and one of those marginalized group that they are fueled by are transgender people, and that's just what it is, regardless of what they've done for some of us. Netflix is the same place that has Dave Chappelle and Sense8, so let's not act as if they can't do both, okay? But when it comes down to it, he's gonna take the route to tell a story, right? You took the route to tell a story that seemed vaguely familiar, which makes me feel like it was fake. And then number two, you told that story with what felt like the intention to have a punchline. This was not your moment to sell yourself as a comedian at the expense of your transgender and gender nonconforming family. This was not the moment for you to get your ass on national motherfucking television and be like, yeah, they some weird ass motherfuckers. I don't get it, bitch. If you look like a nigga, you a nigga. Like, this wasn't the moment for that. Right plan, wrong motherfucking audience. And that's the thing that y'all don't understand. When you willfully go into a space and arm people who already have ideas, thoughts, suggestions, all of these things about who we are, how we are, and are usually misinformed about our lives, what ends up happening is that those people take your word as a gay man because a gay man said it, and they use it as ammunition to come back and do harm to people like myself, like my sisters, like my sibling. He goes on to this show, he gives this interview, and at some point in the interview, they ask him about the pronouns. Now, what should have been the answer, what could have been the answer, and what we all know would have been the safer and respectful bet, considering that you have a history of being transphobic and being called transphobic, would have been to say, as a gay man, sometimes I don't even get the pronouns. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that maybe we got to work through, and I'm doing my best and my due diligence to be better about understanding it, but I don't always get it. You know what I'm saying? But no. Instead of doing that, instead of taking the high road, instead of saying that and alleviating and making space for there to be educational conversation and maybe platforming somebody to come and really give them, platforming a non-binary person to come and let them know that pronouns have been around since way before we were having this conversation. Platforming a trans man to come and explain that. Platforming a trans woman to come and explain those things. You decide that you're going to take...
Mm-hmm. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. Oh, I was hoping that we was going to get to this too, because I was going to ask. I was like, do we have the post? I don't know. It's real tiny. I don't know if people can see it. But yeah, so he said that, you have to allow people, because remember, he said it. He said you need to allow people to be able to make the mistakes and have room to grow and this, that, and the third. And look, this right where you see on the screen, there were opportunities where people were going in and they were trying to educate him. He was falling on his, I'm going to stick with my own convictions. I'm still going to believe what I want to believe regardless. So you clearly were not there to want to learn, listen, learn, and educate yourself and evolve. You already had your thoughts, your overall thoughts, and that was that. And that's what you wanted to stick to. which is what you should do. And this is why I said there are many opportunities where if these people over at Fox Soul really wanted to educate themselves and have someone come in who's going to be able to educate them and open their eyes and their minds and everything to things, then they could have brought people on who they know, because I'm sure you see many of shows where some of these people have already been on, and where they go and they educate people, open people's minds to what it's like to be trans, what it's like to be non-binary, what are the new pronouns, and the third. I live admit myself as a cis gay man, and I don't like using pronouns, but we on this show, I'm gonna use it for this context. I like to, I'm not always gonna get it right either. Sometimes I don't even get it, where every other week y'all got a whole new acronym y'all want to add to the LGBT LMNOP. I just found out not too long ago what a side is. I thought it was a side piece, like you on the side, or like Ariana Grande, nigga so big he got you walking side to side. But no, a side is somebody who doesn't like being penetrated. I learned that from Carrie Colby, actually. Shout out to her. So I'm like, you learn something new every day. I'm always willing to open my mouth, but I'm like, I'm always a little resistant. I'm like, goddamn, another thing I got to learn about our community. But you know what? And as we being honest, because we all think it, a lot of y'all just won't say it because y'all want to present this certain narrative about our community, that we're all monolith, we're perfect in every way. We ain't Mary fucking Poppins. Because if we was, this motherfucker wouldn't be saying the shit he's saying on, of all places, Fox Soul, because they willing to give your unfunny ass a platform. The one place they gave your dry, fucked up teeth look like the nigga been chewing on rocks. That's the one place they gave your ass a goddamn platform. I wonder if he sucked on that glass pipe, allegedly. The meth. She a Methodist? She gives that with that face. But anyway, so I wanted to say, look, there was this thing I saw earlier today, but I felt like it resonated with me. But Hope Giselle said everything I needed to say. So if you're really willing to open your mind and listen and learn, there's a place for that. But I don't feel like he was given that in his thing on the show. And then when people try to educate him, he was in his little feelings about it and was like, these people don't affect me. And of all places, to push his narrative even further, he went on that half a woman, don't know who the hell she want to be every day. That gender flip-flop of Flame Monroe, where on that bitch's Instagram live to talk all that shit, because that's where everybody go. When people want to continue to push their narrative of ignorance, Flame Monroe's the one everybody run to. That bigoted bitch. She don't know if she want to be a woman, a man, or a fucking cactus. Anyway, so this one thing resonated with me, and I was like, I think I saw on A Connection TV, and it said, it's interesting how a lot of gay people fail to understand trans people like a lot of straight people fail to understand gay people. And I was like, nail hit perfectly on head, because y'all want straight people to not interfere with you and worry about your rights and this, that, and the third, and you get all in your feelings when straight people discriminate against the LGBTQ community or the gay community, because a lot of y'all gays don't care about the trans community. Even though if it wasn't for the trans community, you wouldn't be where y'all are today. You wouldn't have the rights that you have, because they was the ones out there marching. When Stonewall riots happened, who you think was out in the forefront? Not closeted homosexuals, not these masculine men y'all want to embody. It was drag queens, lesbians, and trans women. That's what was out there. And the flaming girls, the butch queens, they was out there fighting. Throwing bricks for days, busting up cars, windows, and all that mess like they was channeling Jasmine Sullivan. Whoo, child. But yeah, this episode took me